Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago PD Season 12 Episode 20 Release Date, Time, Where to Watch. The Chicago PD Season 12 Episode 20 Release Date and Time is right around the corner. The upcoming episode, titled Black Ice, will showcase Ruzek witnessing an accident on a bridge covered with ice. The tragic case ends up leading the intelligence to explore the dark world of sex trafficking. Here's all you need to know about when the 20th episode of Chicago PD Season 12 will be released, and where you can watch it. What is the Chicago PD Season 12 Episode 20 release date and time? Where to watch Chicago PD Season 12 Episode 20? You can watch Chicago PD Season 12 Episode 20 via NBC. The new episode will also be available to watch on Peacock the following day. NBC is part of NBC Universal and is well known for famous shows like The Tonight Show, Saturday Night Live, and Friends. Meanwhile, Peacock is a streaming service offering a wide array of entertaining content, including NBC Universal television series, movies, news, and sports programming. Fans can readily stream Chicago PD's new episodes on Peacock after purchasing its subscription. What is Chicago PD about? The official synopsis for Chicago PD is as follows. A riveting police drama about the men and women of the Chicago Police Department's District 21 who put it all on the line to serve and protect their community. District 21 is made up of two distinctly different groups. The uniformed cops who patrol the beat and go head-to-head with the city's street crimes, and the intelligence unit that combats the city's major offenses, organized crime, drug trafficking, high-profile murders, and beyond. It was 3:17 a.m. when the call came in. Shots fired in the South Loop. Intelligence had barely slept, running off fumes from a trafficking bust the night before. But when the address came through, every officer in the room went silent. The location: the old parking garage on State Street. The same one where Sergeant Hank Voigt once stood eye to eye with his biggest regret. His informant Justin, his own son, dead because of this life. Voigt didn't say a word. He just grabbed his coat and walked. Detective Haley Upton followed him closely. Her instincts had sharpened in the last year, ever since Halstead left for Bolivia on a deep cover assignment. She hadn't heard from him in months. She was tired of pretending she was okay. At the scene, the street was lit up in red and blue. Patrol had cordoned off the block. The garage looked abandoned, but inside, the blood told a different story. Male victim, late 20s, 2 shots to the chest, Kim Burgess said as she met them at the stairwell. No ID, but here's the kicker. He's wearing a CPD Academy sweatshirt. Voight's jaw clenched. He a recruit? Too early to tell, but the shooter left a message. She pointed toward the concrete pillar near the body. In thick black paint, 5 chilling words were scrawled. This city forgets its own. Kevin Atwater stared at the message. Sounds like someone's trying to make a statement. Voigt scanned the crime scene like a man chasing ghosts. Start digging. I want to know who this kid was, who he knew, and why he was left here. By noon, the team had a lead. The victim was 24-year-old Diego Ramos, a former Golden Gloves champ who dropped out of the academy after his cousin, Luis, was shot during a mistaken identity stop by plainclothes officers last year. The department had ruled it a tragic miscommunication. Diego never got over it. Trudy Platt handed Voigt a file with a hard look. Kid filed 3 complaints after you left. No one listened. Voigt rubbed his temples. Now he's got someone listening for him. Later that day, a second message appeared, this time on a police cruiser, torched outside the 19th District. The same words were painted on the sidewalk in gasoline before being lit. This city forgets its own. "This isn't random," Atwater said, eyes scanning video footage. "Someone's trying to provoke us. They want a reaction." "But why now?" Upton asked. "What changed?" Voight said nothing, but something in his eyes shifted, like he knew this story was bigger than they realized. The break came when they tracked Ramos's phone to an underground boxing club on the west side. Inside, they found flyers pinned to the wall. Meetings, rallies. Faces of young men and women who had once tried to wear the badge and were left behind by the system. Upton spotted a familiar name, Maya Torres. She tried to blow the whistle on her FTO for misconduct 2 years ago, she recalled. The complaint disappeared. Voight ordered her brought in. When Maya arrived in interrogation, she didn't flinch. Her eyes were cold, but not angry, resigned. "You think I killed Diego?" she asked. Voight leaned in. "I think you know who did." Maya exhaled slowly. "He was my friend. He died fighting a war he couldn't win. But someone out there is willing to keep fighting. You're talking about vengeance. I'm talking about justice, your kind. The kind where the rules bend until the truth fits." Voight stared at her. She reminded him of Erin Lindsay. Tough, wounded, but still clinging to hope in her own twisted way. "You don't scare me, Sergeant," she said as she was escorted out. "But he will." "He?" Burgess asked, watching her through the glass. Voight turned away. "Someone's building a movement." That night, the station's security feed was hacked. A video played on every monitor in the bullpen. A masked figure stood in front of a burning squad car, voice disguised. "You call yourselves protectors, but who protects us from you? The ones forgotten will rise. The clock is ticking." Then just static. The unit fell silent. Over the next week, intelligence unraveled a network calling itself Echo Unit, comprised of former recruits, family members of civilians harmed by police misconduct, and tech-savvy activists using encrypted forums to coordinate. Rizek, back in action after a brief recovery from his near-fatal gunshot, tracked the digital signature to a warehouse near the river. Voight led the raid personally. Inside, they found evidence boards, press clippings, and, shockingly, photos of intelligence officers, Voight, Atwater, Burgess, even Halstead. A list titled "Unfinished Business" was taped to the wall. Voight's name was at the top. The season's tension boiled over when the team uncovered Echo Unit's next move. A plan to plant a bomb during a CPD recruitment ceremony at City Hall. It was personal, symbolic, dangerous. In a breathless sequence, Upton defused the bomb with seconds to spare, aided by a tip-off from Maya Torres, who realized Echo Unit's leader, a former Navy EOD specialist named Eli Marcato, had gone too far. Voight caught Eli himself after a brutal chase down Lower Walker. Pinning him to the ground, Voight didn't say a word. Just looked him in the eye, saw the pain, the fire, and the mirror. Eli whispered, "You don't fix the system by breaking people." Voight responded quietly, "No, but I've spent my life trying." Final scene. The team gathered on the rooftop of District 21, city lights glowing behind them. Burgess leaned into Ruzek. Atwater stood beside Torres, who had agreed to work with the CPD's Reform Committee. Upton looked up at the stars, missing Jay. Voight lit a cigar, but didn't smoke it. Just watched the skyline. "This city doesn't forget," he finally said. "It just varies." "But we're still here," Upton replied, digging it back up. And the wind carried their silence into the night.